everyone, it's Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Equine Sanctuary. For Super Dwarf Sunday this weekend, TC is going to get an enclosure makeover. That's because I notice he wants out most every day, and when he comes out, instead of climbing on the snake tree and the branches and logs that I have set up in various areas, he tends to climb on flat surfaces and ledges and rest on shelves and gravitate towards things that are flat but up high. And I do notice that he falls a lot in his enclosure, climbing around on all of the branches and logs and levels that I have in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out some of his perching and tree-like furnishings, and I'm going to replace those with some different shelf levels and ledges and see if he likes that better. And it's 87 degrees in here today. It is May 1st, 2021, so happy May. And it's 87 degrees inside our house, so it's pretty hot, and TC is not inside his enclosure. He wanted out of his enclosure right away today, so he's actually 2 rooms away in my office, and he's sitting on the highest shelf on that activity station behind my desk. So he's sitting on a flat surface, but he's sitting up really high. So I'm going to see if I can't fix his enclosure to make it a little bit more attractive to him. So I'm going to take out some of these tree-like things and probably this cat tree that's got all the leaves on it. And I'm going to put some flat shelves in here at different levels, and I'm going to see how he likes that. Okay, so I think I'm done doing a total remodel of TC's enclosure. And what I'll do is I'll grab the camera and I will bring it over here so I can give you a tour of what it looks like now. And TC right now is resting in my office. And so when he wakes up later and he starts moving about, then I will bring him in here and we'll introduce him to his old enclosure with new furnishings and a new arrangement, and we'll see how he likes it. Okay, I guess let's start from bottom to top. So he has down at the very bottom his large swimming pool in one corner, and then he has just an empty tub with nothing in it in case he feels like having no substrate and he just wants to be in an empty tub. And then above that he has a humid hide with top entry. And then on this side he's got a black plastic hide on the bottom with a water dish on top. And then okay, let me back up a little. There's a shelf now here that's 3 levels. And on the top level of the shelf, he has another humid hide and like a little swimming bin that's got holes in it and water in the bottom that he can get into and swim or soak if he wants to. And so then this shelf, let me see if I can pan out. Yeah, so this shelf has another black plastic hide on it, another humid hide all the way down on the floor, and then just some bare shelves if he wants to lie on them. So there's a bottom level, and this side of the enclosure has aspen bedding, and then there's a middle level, and then the top level that's got that little swimming bin and his humid hide. And then he's got perching. I managed to be able to put all of his old perching in here still. And then his shelves, his Mag Naturals magnetic ledges are still in here, and his net. And so this corner has all the lights and the heat. So he has a Jungle Dawn LED light bar. He's got a UVB Shade Dweller light bar. He's got a halogen lamp, and then he has a deep heat projector. As we pan over here to the middle, he now has a hanging hide, an elevated hide up here, which he didn't have before. And then he still has his old net. And then I added an actual branch in here on hooks. So it kind of starts near the top and goes underneath his elevated hide and underneath his net. And then down there underneath one ledge and then above his humid hide. And that's going to have a rough surface, so hopefully it will prevent him from falling so much. And then he's got his other perches that I was able to put back in here. And then this corner has a corner shelf that's 3 levels, and it's actually secured above his swimming pool. So his swimming pool is underneath that shelf. So he can rest on any of these 3 levels of the shelf. And then he's got a shelf in front here. He was falling a lot when he was trying to get out. He'd come to the door and want out, and he would be going along these perches, but he would fall onto the floor. So now he's got a shelf here, and this is one of the black box cages, shelves that I bought extra that didn't go in one of the cages that I bought. That's at the front, and there's space here. I don't know if I can get a good picture. Let me try to reverse the view on this. So I reversed the view to just try to show you what the underneath of the shelf looks like. So he's got space under the shelf where I could actually add perching or something. Maybe I'll do that later, but it creates kind of like, he's got kind of like a cubby hole down here now. This is one of his humid hides, and so he can also sit on top of it, and the shelf is partially like giving him a hide. So it's like a shelf and a cubby hole, and it gives his swimming pool shade. So we'll see how that works out for him, and I'll see how this footage turns out because I can't even tell what I'm filming. I was just trying to give you an idea of what the underside of that shelf looked like. So anyway, that's what his enclosure looks like now. I will put the doors on and we will introduce him to this later. Are you ready?
I've been filming, baby.
Okay, well, TC woke up and he started gallivanting around my office, and he ended up on the floor underneath some snake enclosures, so I had to get him out. And we're getting ready to go feed horses and dogs, and we're not going to be in the house where I can watch him. So TC is going to have to go up into his newly remodeled enclosure, which is so exciting. And I'm going to turn on the lights, even though it's nighttime, just because for right now, I want everybody to be able to see TC going into his new enclosure. So we're opening the door. He has no idea I remodeled this. Okay, TC. Now this is very exciting for you. I'm going to put him in his net so that it is something familiar to him. And he doesn't want to go back into his enclosure. TC, you have to go in. There's your net. There you go. Do you want to come around this way? So I put him on his net because that's one of the things that is familiar to him, because I didn't move the net. I didn't move the ledges, and his humid hide and this little swimming pool hide are the same. So he does have those things in here that are identical. I didn't change them. I didn't wash them. I just left them in there so that he has some familiar things. And then all this other stuff is new, and I've already given you the tour of it. The only thing I did forget to say was that the right half of the enclosure has aspen bedding, and this left half here where his swimming pool is has cypress mulch. And I try to use cypress mulch or Retic chips around the water in case he spills some, because those materials are meant to be a little bit wet. So anyway, we're gonna leave TC in here to explore his new enclosure while we go feed dogs and horses and pigs and cats. And I hope he likes it. I'm gonna turn lights off because it's nighttime. He doesn't need lights on. Good night, TC. Have fun exploring. And I will check on you later. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. The first Sunday of every month we do our Super Dwarf Sunday episode, and in June, the first Sunday happens to also be TC's birthday. That's a phenomenal coincidence. TC was hatched on June 6, 2019, and he's going to be 2 years old this June. And Super Dwarf Sunday this year falls on his birthday, so I'm not even sure what we're going to do. I want you to comment below and tell me what you think we should do for Super Dwarf Sunday in June for TC's birthday. I would love to do our first YouTube live stream, but I hate to promise that because with my luck, TC will be asleep and not want to come out, or maybe he'll be in blue. So maybe we could tentatively plan a live stream for TC's birthday, and I'll have a video ready ahead of time that we can either put up after the live stream in case it consists of just me saying, hey, we're here live on Super Dwarf Sunday and TC's in blue, or he's sleeping and doesn't want to come out, or we can have our live stream with TC and then I'll still upload a video afterwards that I've pre-prepared. But we will see you all next time. And until then, everybody please remember to always be kind and love your animals.